Okay, so we're going a bit Christmassy. At the moment, we're just starting a new business. I'm doing my cupcakes and my cakes. So we're waiting for an inspection, so we can't put too many Christmas decorations up. But it's Christmas! So what I'm going to start doing today is I'm going to make a meringue cake or a pavlova. You can put 2 or 3 layers on it, but we're doing 2 today. I might put 3 if the other one cools just in time. Okay, so what you're going to need is you're going to need 6 eggs. I've got medium eggs, 375 grams of sugar. Please bear with me, it does work. 2.5 tablespoons of corn flour. Now I did look it up, corn flour in its raw state apparently is gluten-free. So I don't know what in a box means, but please check if you are obviously gluten intolerant or anything, that you do check it out and make sure. You can buy gluten-free ones now. We've got some chocolate hazelnut spread. Once again, any allergies, milk, nuts, don't use them. Okay, try and use a substitute. And cream. So once again, dairy. Okay, so I'm going to put them back into the fridge for the moment, and then we're going to break our eggs. Okay, so I'm using the sugar bowl so that I can put the rubbish eggs in. Well, the yolks. Okay, so be really careful here. You can try and save some of the yolk of the whites, that'd be great. So we need 6 egg whites, that's what we're looking for. So this is how I do it. I think this is how lots of chefs do it, to be honest. I used to have one which you could strain it through, but it used to let more of the yolk in than anything else. If you've got the yolk in it, then it's no good. Make sure that what you're using, your bowl, is really washed and properly dried. Meringue does not like to be messed around with. Okay, so this one's going to be a challenge, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to take that off. My hands are clean, but I don't want to get the egg in it. Okay, so I'm going to carry on doing this and then I'll be back in a sec. Alright, see you in a bit. Okay, so you can do this with a hand mixer. I find it so much easier with this. You just don't have to really bother that much. Oh, is it going to go down? Sometimes it likes to. There we go. Better. I say easier. It normally is easier. Okay, so we're going to turn it on, we're going to whiz it up. And what you're looking for is for your egg whites to be going really light and fluffy. So what you want them to do is you can see it's starting to change colour. And what it does, it goes like a whitey colour. And that's what helps. So look inside and you'll see they've got like a complete, like the egg whites are completely starting to look up. So when it's gone nice and frothy like that, I'm just going to turn it down just a tiny bit, and then I'm going to start adding my sugar in. Now a little bit at a time. Now what I do is I put my sugar in, and then by the time I put 1 tablespoon in or whatever, it's normally condensed into it. So just go really, really slowly with it. Meringues do not like to be rushed, they really do not. Throw the sugar in and you'll end up getting like leakage on your meringue. That's basically the sugar will split from the meringue and it will leak, and that's basically what it is. So that's what you don't want. You don't want to be rushing it. Excuse me for my cameraman's interruptions. Okay, so I'm going to keep going, and then what we'll do is we'll come back in a second when it's all kind of done, because this is going to be really boring just watching me for the next like couple of minutes. Spooning sugar into egg whites. What? Okay, so I've put my sugar in. I'm just going to literally whip it up. Now, what you want to do is you want to have it so it's kind of like stiff, so you're not going to have it like still runny. So you'll probably be able to see how your meringue looks in a minute. So I'll show you what it is right now. So at the moment, you can probably see it's got a little bit of a curly whirly bit to it. What we want is we want a stiff pit. So I'll put that on. So I've drawn myself 2 circles. I did do it with crayon, so what I would suggest is probably turning it round the other way, even if you do it with pencil. I will explain this in a minute once this stops. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to put in our corn flour as well. So pop in your corn flour now. Try and get it away from the camera. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off. Ah, perfect. This is what we're looking for. This sort of consistency, as you see. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this little bit that's stuck on here, right, blob each side. Don't worry about it going in there, it'll be alright. Okay, so press it down. Just going to take that little bit off. Okay, so grab it again. I'm going to do this on the other one. He's trying to sabotage you now. He's trying to trip me up as well. Okay, so let's put that over there for the moment. Okay, so once again, squidge it down. Okay, and remember to put, like I said, put your circles the other way around from what you've used to make the drawing. Otherwise, you're going to get it on top, on the bottom of your meringue, which isn't very nice. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab one of these, and you'll need a piping bag, really. You can just spoon it on if you want, but I prefer a piping bag, personally. I find you get better control of it. Oh, crispy songs. So, I might need to refill it again. So what you want to do is start round. I mean, if you want to blob it on, blob it on. It makes it look more rustic. Okay, so around we go. Right, I did say I was going to have to refill it. So these are really good, these bags, these piping bags. These ones are off Amazon, and they're huge piping bags, but they work really, really well for cakes and all types of things. And that way as well, you're not having it all go over the top of your piping bag, because I used to have really little piping bags and it just used to be a nightmare. Okay, so bring it down, twist your piping bag just a tiny bit. Okay, so that's one done. And what I like about these ones is they're a bit more extra stronger. So, you know, you don't have to worry about it bursting on you when you're piping or whatever. Bring it up just a tiny bit. Like I said, my hands are clean, so do wash your hands quite often. I'm going to try and get, if I can, I'm going to try and get all the mixture in it for the next one. Oops. I don't know if I have, but we'll give it a good go. Okay, so once again, twist. Now I've got my oven at 160 and then we're going to reduce it to 150. Try and get where the bubbles are, just try and push a little bit of meringue on it. Like if you don't have piping bags, just use a spatula and do this. It will look more rustic, but it will still taste just as nice. Oh, we're going to make it. There we go. Okay, so peaks. If you've got any peaks, get a little bit of water on your finger and literally just press it down. Use a different one afterwards because if you use the same finger you make it too waterlogged. There we go. Okay, so we're going to turn down to 150. So turn it down to 150, which is just there. And then we're going to put these in for an hour. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit, my coquettes. Okay, so mine are done. They did crack a bit, but don't panic because we're going to put chocolate over it anyway. If you really want to, you can flip them over and then they look more flat, but it doesn't matter. They'll be fine. Okay, so I put my cream in here. So this was the 600ml and the 150ml. It does sound a lot, but remember you're going to either make 2 or 3 tiers, so you're going to want a bit in there. Okay, so we're going to whip it up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to whip this up and then we'll come back. Alright? Okay, so my cream's all lovely and whipped up. So what I'm going to try and do is put a bit of chocolate into it. Should really just lift this up, that'd be a lot easier. I'm going to be generous. Okay, so I'll put that there for the moment, that'll be alright. Okay, so I'm going to really quickly just get this to mix in. I'm just going to mix it to that point because I don't want it to go too over. Okay, so do that. If you wanted to as well, if you like coffee, you could add a little bit of cold coffee to this as well. Just a tiny bit, not much, but it will make it really, really nice. Okay, so combine it a bit more. Okay, so I've got my piping bag again. Like I said before, you don't have to have a piping bag if you don't want to. It just helps me focus on where I've got to actually put it as well, and how much I'm basically putting on each. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to brush it in a bit, just into that bit. Like I said, you know, it just makes it look a bit easier to mix it on a bit. Oh. Be careful with it. Okay, just a little bit more. Okay, what I might suggest is maybe putting a little bit on the bottom just to help it. Okay, so pop that on. It could be, if I can get it off again. Just put a bit more on. Let's not be stingy now, hey? Now, believe it or not, this is actually my first time making this, so it's why. But it looks really nice. I saw it a little while ago. It was being advertised somewhere, and I thought, oh, do you know what? I'm going to give that a go. So I've got my meringue recipe. Okay, so after that, we finally got it in. I don't know why it was doing that. Okay, so for this one, for the top one, I am going to make it look a bit more presentable. So. I don't know what's wrong with it today. I mean, generally, what I was saying was as well is you can do more layers. I am going to do more layers. This is going to be our Christmas, basically our pudding for Christmas Day. So hopefully, right, let's try and do little bits at a time. See if it's going to calm down a bit. Okay, so yeah, I can get this up. Yeah, so you can do 3 to 4 layers, obviously double the recipe, and it will look really pretty, I think, for it's making really funny noises. Okay, so that's that bit done. And then if you want to, it's up to you. You can get some cocoa powder. Try and hide them cracks as much as you can. See, I always do it over my cooker because my cooker I can clean really easily. So that's a good tip. Okay, so pop them there, and then I've got some crushed nuts. Now, obviously, if you, like I said, if you're allergic or whatever to them, please don't put them on. Or if you just don't like nuts, don't put them on either. But just sprinkle them over the top. You could put a chocolate drizzle instead. Okay, put that over there. And there you go, my coquettes. There is your chocolate meringue parfait for Christmas. Well, thank you very much for watching, my coquettes. We really do appreciate it. So please like and please share, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.